Okay, so today's adventure is at the Whaley House. Now let's see how it goes. Let's see if we get scared today.
Well, my God, 6 kids, that's a lot of kids. Leave this woman alone, I say. Let her sleep. You have Anna Amelia, the first daughter over there. She's notable because though there were 6 kids, she herself is the only one who had any who survived to adulthood. So any of the Whaley family descendants, know what it came from her. Then you have Violet, this oval frame here. Well, Violet, we're going to talk quite a bit more about her upstairs, so do remember what she looks like. One of the bigger tragedies here in the home, I think. Then you have Lillian in the corner back there. Lillian, she's the youngest daughter, last one to live here in the home. She's a librarian here in San Diego for about 30 years, and she lived here until 1952. Stan Whaley's living here off and on from 1858 all the way through 1952. It's a pretty long stretch of time. I'll get your question when we're going upstairs, but don't worry.
I guess they were having a ghostly feast and when they died, I guess they just like, oh,
Mabel. Now, Marion and Mabel, they lived about 35 miles north here in the town of Oceanside, but they often made the journey down here to visit the Whaleys here at the Whaley House. Keep in mind, you didn't have the 5 freeway there back then, so a little bit more of an adventure to get down here. Horses, carriages, dirt roads, all that. So they spent a lot of time here when they visited, wanted to make the most out of that journey. But sadly, Marion, as a child, she had a bit of an incident. She was playing in the yard one day when she actually stumbled across a small glass bottle with a rattling cap. To a kid, it seemed like a toy, it had this rattling sound. To an adult at the time, this would have denoted that there's actually poison in the bottle. She's playing with it, the cap pops off, a very sweet smell emanates from the bottle. What's inside it tastes quite sweet as well. It's none other than Kellogg's ant paste. You have an example of it in this box right here. Now, Kellogg's ant paste was a very deadly ant poison, a mixture of honey and arsenic. And because of this, she ate quite a bit of it, a ghostly feast indeed, right? And she ends up passing away just 10 days shy of her 3rd birthday because of this death. So very young when she goes. Now, they do say that you may encounter young Marion's presence here in the dining room these days. You might feel like tug at your pants, maybe a small hand, reach up and grab onto yours. Miss, I see you, of course, don't want any ghost baby reaching out to you. But don't fear, right? If Marion does reach out to you, I promise it's a very positive thing. Just means that you feel safe, that you comfortable. It's nothing to fear, right? Now, we'll be heading upstairs next, but before we do, I want to point out a few things to you. You're going to notice that doorknobs here in the home are all very low. Same thing with furniture. It's quite diminutive, small as well. And then this door here, I know I'm tall, it's a tiny door though, right? Average man back then stood at 5'5". Thomas Whaley, the father of the home, is 5'2". His wife Anne was 4'9".
I guess they were very short in that age.
They were.
I guess they were going to be short living.
God, your phone is good. He's good. He's good. But yeah, they were quite short, right? So keep that in mind as we head upstairs. This was their home, purpose-built for them. So things like the banister and the railing are a little bit low. The stairs are going to be a little bit steep and old. Don't mind when tripping, falling, getting hurt, because of course, if you're, well, we'd have to incorporate you in the tour for the rest of eternity, right? So be careful, guys. Be careful.
Onto that railing. A very low railing. This was her room. The Whaley House.
And he lays her down on the settee that would have been near this window. They say that young Violet, she does not cry out in pain, she does not make a sound. She simply slipped away in about 10 minutes. No time to get a hold of a doctor. Now you might be thinking that that's enough to justify all the paranormal experiences that people felt in the home here for decades, all the tragedies of the Whaley family. But keep in mind, there's a little bit more to the tale. Thomas Whaley actually built his home on top of the original hanging grounds for San Diego. So he used to do hanging executions here before the home stood. And he knew this, right? Because he had witnessed that last execution. September 18th of 1852, about 171 years ago now, they'd hanged a man known as Yankee Jim Robinson. And Yankee Jim, he got hanged for stealing a rowboat.
Rowboat.
It's a little bit extreme. A little bit extreme. It was grand larceny, right? That's what they pinned him with, and that was a hangable offense, right? And think about it. Here's the thing, right? He has a very gruesome death, to say the least. Average man back then stood at 5'5". Yankee Jim, he was 6'5", about a foot taller than average at the time. So when they have him step up to the gallows, they tie him up. He fell, and his feet, they actually bounce off of the ground. Doesn't save him. He's hanging there. His neck and broken. His feet just barely scraping the ground. He hanging there struggling about an hour before he finally dies. Whole town just watching him struggle as he does. And Thomas Whaley's in that crowd. You saw Yankee Jim hanging there twitching. He says, "Wow, what a great place to build my home."
Right.
It's cheap, right? Nobody else wants a place where they used to kill people. So he got a very good deal on it. And to prove that he's not a superstitious man, he does have this archway here erected in the exact location of where the gallows would have once stood.
Oh my God, seriously?
Now, they do say that those who linger beneath or near the archway these days, those who lean up against it, you might feel an odd sensation of some kind. Maybe some tingling in the chest, some heat in your head, feel like you can't catch a full breath of air, that sort of thing. Also, there's an old police legend here. They say that if an officer of the law, especially San Diego police officers, called to the grounds and he walks beneath this archway here, he'll actually step away with red rope marks about his neck. A little bit of Yankee Jim's revenge. He's not too happy about getting hanged for stealing a rowboat. Likes to take his anger out on San Diego lawmen these days, so to say. Now, Yankee Jim, he's got a scary presence here in the home, but even so, we think that the strongest entity here is actually that of Anna Whaley, the mother. I think that's just her, she's very nice old woman, right? And her husband often went on business. She really held the place together. She went around the house, took care of the family, ran his businesses even while he's gone. Also had quite a few parties here, so they say. Musical soirees, as she would call it, right? She would have played songs for guests on her pump organ here. Very special artifacts of the family to the home. That thing there is about 200 years old. She brought it with her from New York when she married her husband, Thomas. Now think about it. This is before recorded music, so what a treat that would have been for all of her guests. Now, they do say that Anna Whaley, she's actually still quite the gracious host. Even as a ghost. A gracious ghost host. Yes, yes. You might, her hallmark is lavender perfume. So if you guys smell lavender perfume here in the home these days, we do associate that with Anna Whaley, the mother. I think that's just her checking in on you, making sure you're having a good time here in the home all of these years later. Now, we'll be headed outside next, of course. Take a look around the parlor here. Maybe take a picture beneath the murder arch. Very Instagrammable moment, so they tell me. But when you're ready, we're going to meet outside and we'll have a few more stories for you.
The Whaley House in San Diego, California, man. This place is wild. A lot of stories about it.
That room there, it's blocked off the railing day and night. Nobody goes in there. So if you see somebody up there, chances are it's probably not one of us. Probably. Now, the Whaley's have a few pets as well, three of which we know by name. There was Dolly the Terrier, Chubby the Pug, and Dude the Mutt. It's a great name. It's very good at naming pets here, right? If you're lucky here on the grounds, you might feel somebody brushing up against your leg, a cold nose upon your ankle. I promise you, it's not me. It's probably one of those Whaley family pets, striking a little bit ghostly puppy love. Lots of fun if it happens. Now, paranormal is very fun indeed, but it's not the only legacy of the Whaley's podcast. This home here has stood for over 165 years now. This is the oldest example of a two-story brick home in all of Southern California. It stands as a testament to the tenacious businessman that Thomas Whaley was, as well as a monument to the mother that Anna was. It's really the reason the home still stands. You want to keep it together, keeps it going. Also looking around here on the ground, you'll see there's a few of these pepper trees here. All of these here were planted by the Whaleys, and they're all over a century and a half old. There's very special living links to the past that we have these days. But keep in mind, one of these trees in particular is quite special indeed. The one closest to the wagon there, over by the road, we know it's planted by young Violet. Now, I've had a number of guests like that tell me that they'll feel a very strong presence near that tree there. Nothing malicious, nothing scary, just feels like somebody's there greeting them, saying hello. I look at it like this. Violet, this is a woman who loved the arts, loved culture, really wanted to see the world, but never really got the chance because she ends up dying so young. But to all the wonderful guests such as yourselves who come to visit the Whaley family home from literally all over the world these days, she gets to live vicariously through you, through all of your lived experiences. Now, that's about it. That's about the tour. But before you leave, let me give you these parting words. Do hope I didn't scare you too much with all my piano slamming and such. The only reason that you'd have to hide is, of course, if you forgot. Touch it. You're God. Hope you guys had fun. My name's Honey. If you hated it, my name's Tim or Bob. And if you guys did really like it, also have a stack of these blue comic cards here. Take one of these, fill them out, drop them off at the shop over there. Those help me out quite a bit as well. And if for some reason you guys don't carry gold coins, well, fear not, your tour guide has a Venmo as well. Right? So yes,